Getting ignored by someone really does hurt. It could be that you are finding you are getting ignored by dates, potential new colleagues, maybe even your current colleagues, your boss, your friends, or even your family. And despite what you think, it could be that you are giving off some weird negative vibes that are stopping people from wanting to actually engage with you. And today's video is all about demystifying those types of things that you are doing that is potentially making people ignore you. So stay tuned. My name is Anna and get ready. You do not speak up. On the interior, you could be a shy, very nervous person and you actually struggle with talking to people. Or sometimes you don't always feel that you have something to offer to the conversation. So, in fact, you may prefer to just sit back and blend into the background because you don't always know what to say. But what this actually does is make people think that you are avoiding them, unfortunately. So they think, well, you aren't wanting to make an effort, therefore they don't want to talk to you. You don't give people enough interest. When you are talking with someone, you need to show up and really give them your full undivided attention. That means maintaining strong eye contact, asking them follow-up questions about the things that they say, and saying the words, "Wow, interesting, tell me some more." This lets the other person know that you really do care about the things that they are talking about. So of course, if you are not doing any of these things, people will assume that you don't really care about them, the things they have to say, and you are just waiting for your turn to talk. Therefore, there's no benefit with that person wanting to engage with you. You are far too negative. If you have ever met a negative person in your life, you will completely understand this. No matter what they say, everything is very pessimistic, or they even try to offer their negative experience of something that you are talking about. And this makes everything become so mundane and boring that you don't want to engage the boring person, obviously, because they don't see the fun things in life. You are too high or have too much low energy. Naturally, we hang out with people that are just like ourselves, and if it turns out that your friends are very high energy, very bubbly, very chatty and charismatic, and you are a shy, quiet person, you will naturally notice that they won't engage with you as much because, well, they can't really relate to you. And because you are not matching their energy, this means that you miss out a lot, and it also works if you're the high energy person in the friend group. If everyone else is low and quiet, they may find it very hard to want to talk to you just because of how vibrant your energy actually is. You only talk about yourself. Once I had a friend that never asked any questions about me. They never asked about my work, my current projects, how the business was going. It was always about them. They just talked about themselves, what they got up to, the things they were buying, as if they were trying to show off. And eventually, I just cut ties with this person completely because the conversations became so mundane, so boring. I was merely just a free therapist and someone to just rant to. So analyze if you are only talking about yourself. Naturally, let's admit it, we are all selfish people. However, you need to make sure that the people that you are talking with feel like you actually care about them, because that's what a friendship is. You have unapproachable body language. When we are nervous, we want to close off and shield ourselves. For example, we may frantically scroll through our phones, we cross our arms and our legs, but however, on the exterior, you are giving off vibes that you don't want someone to come over and talk to you. Therefore, you become very unapproachable, and naturally, people don't want to interact with someone that is going to be hard work to literally crack their shell open with a chisel. You don't offer much to the conversations. Perhaps you give too much small talk, therefore people don't really want to engage with you because it just feels very surface level all of the time. Therefore, nothing you actually say is of any true value and it's not interesting. So if you don't offer something that benefits someone else in a conversation, well, what are they going to gain from that? It's a little bit boring. Now, of course, sometimes, let's address this, conversations will be very one-sided depending on that situation, but don't always let the other person in the conversation feel that they have nothing to gain, because if they do, they're going to ignore you. Your social anxiety is getting in the way. If you struggle to engage with people, or perhaps you are in a current depressive type of slump, then of course this is a perfectly okay reason to not talk to people. However, what happens is people mistake your depression as you being cold towards them. People don't always understand what depression looks like, and from an exterior basis, it does look like you are unapproachable. So if you choose to pull away from conversations and you don't want to engage with people, sadly, those around you are gonna take this personally. You are much too needy. If you're the friend or the work colleague that constantly asks for reassurance, searching for the approval for other people, it becomes so draining for everyone else in the friend group. If you are constantly giving off clingy vibes and you are not willing to stand on your own 2 feet and figure out a situation for yourself, people are more likely to want to ignore you, because having you as a friend is just too much effort. You are too opinionated. The rule of thumb is to only offer advice when someone asks for it, or if someone is extremely struggling, completely over their head, then in that situation it will be kind of okay to give someone some pointers of what to do. But a lot of times, specifically for women, they just want to share their problems. They are not looking for someone to offer a solution. They aren't expecting someone to gallop in on a white horse and save the day. We just want to vent and talk things out with someone else. However, if you do offer solutions or ways to overcome something, people find this a little bit arrogant. And you will notice these types of people are those that people kind of run away from. That's because you are not validating other people's emotions. Instead of saying, well, that situation sounds terrible. I can't believe you're going through that. Can I help? If I can, let me know. When in fact, you are actually indirectly saying, there's no reason to feel sad. Just do this one thing and things will be all okay. You are not being assertive enough. It could be that you feel that everyone is ignoring you, and really they actually aren't. They just don't feel you provide much of the conversation, therefore they don't actually engage with you. However, they would never consider the fact that you are not part of the friend group. Just because your friend group is not opening up a space for you to take the floor and talk, it does not mean that they don't like you and don't value you. They are just used to you not really saying much to the conversations. So instead, you need to practice on being assertive. You need to chip into conversations, offer your own value, and say things that you are included. And that way, you are training people to realize that you do have a voice and that you are choosing to collaborate. Sometimes it's nothing that you have done. This had to be included for several reasons, because sometimes you may be talking to a friend group and you've noticed you are not on the same vibe anymore, or perhaps you're in a work situation with your colleagues or your family and friends, and you've noticed people just always misunderstand you. It could be that someone really doesn't like you because they don't relate to you, or even they are jealous of something that you have. So my word of advice is, don't focus on winning the approval of other people that are not willing to show up for you. And sometimes being alone temporarily until you find another group of people to hang out with that are on your level is a lot better than trying to win the approval of those that no longer resonate with your type of energy. Thank you for getting to the end of the video. That really means a lot. And something that you can do to really make my day is to subscribe to the membership on our channel. The link in the description bar below will tell you more about what that entails. But specifically, you get your name up on our super fan board right here. These are some amazing people that support the channel every single month. If you appreciate the amount of content that we are pumping out on a weekly basis, then this is a great way to say thank you. I really hope you have an amazing day. See you in the next video.